allow the two children to attend the budget meeting.
It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get it higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha. Now you not done here, all these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. Where they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one, Mayegun, you go show na paper. Mayegun diary political. So my people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there, brethren. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and a good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun live. So thank you so much for joining me. Remember, after you read the caption of the broadcast, read the description of the broadcast as well, then like it, share it, invite your friends and your not so friendly friends and tell them to join us. Mayegun is live. Yeah, so we are starting with the Werey Wike's vituperation today. As usual, right? It's been almost a week now anyway that I've been expecting Werey Wike's reaction to some of these political developments in PDP, in APC, in Rivers, and overall to have to call the journalists to come and massage his ego as well. So that happened today when Werey Wike called the journalists to that usual I don't know what to call it anyway, but parley with the media, where he even had to expose some of them as beneficiaries of his land gift, the land bazaar in Abuja, when he took people's lands from them and then he gave it to his other friends, right? However, the highlight of Werey Wike's media parley today was all about the recent actions of the PDP BOT, Board of Trustee, that decided after the Supreme Court judgment to take over the party by appointing caretaker committee or caretaker executive for the party, believing that both camp lost in a Supreme Court judgment. Ibadan's convention was invalidated, and then the suspension of Samayao, who happened to be the secretary of Werey Wike's faction. Therefore, the Makinde's group decided to interpret the Supreme Court judgment as nullifying Werey Wike's faction's convention. And Wike said, no, that's not true. He called them criminals, 419, that decided to swindle the members of the unsuspecting members of their party by organizing to start selling interest forms, PDP interest forms to unsuspecting party members. And he said he's going to take action. Yeah. He said they are criminals. If they open any shop in Abuja, I mean, if they set up any office called the PDP office in Abuja, it will go there and shut it down. We'll have them arrested. If there is any bank that open any bank account for them where they can take the proceed of selling their interest forms, right? He said it will shut down such banks in Abuja and so many other things he said. And that is where we are going to start tonight. The second phase will be the Kenneth Okonkwo's meltdown. I mean, a lot of people have been reacting since Peter Obi left the ADC for NDC. There are others who have concluded that the kind of like the collapse of the coalition has given Tifnubu an easy win. You got, I mean, like easy win in 2027. We don't know yet, but Kenneth Okonkwo actually took Peter Obi, the obedient, to the gutters. I know some of you probably have seen the video, right? So we're going to get to that part too. Pick his words and all he said. But first, Werey Wike in Abuja today.
I would dash you people. Maybe you didn't want to wear me. Take. I dash you free of charge, or even the cost me money. Take. You should educate. You are aware of this. And now see, you have refused to tell the public what is on ground. And you are coming now to say, oh, we are setting up a caretaker committee. How? And you are deceiving people that you want to sell from. I dare anybody say, I dare them say, let me see a place, office, you will name PDP, National Secretariat. Let me dare them. Open office anywhere in Abuja. You don't do secretariat in your bedroom. You don't do it in your parlor. If you say you're a party, go and put sign PDP National Secretariat. Just like we're occupying Wadata. We're occupying Wadata. That's where everybody knows that PDP National Secretariat. If you are saying that you want to sell form, to who? You will submit it where? Is that not fraud? You know that the judgment, you went to court. We didn't go to court. You went to court, and court gave judgment against you. You have not even stated the execution of that judgment. You've not set aside that judgment. And you're not coming to deceive people. We are setting up a caretaker committee who want to begin to sell form. Is that not fraud? Is that not fraud? 419. What is 419?
Let me get a clarification.
Yes.
Here. This judgment by Justice Agomo, was it the one that went all the way to the Supreme Court?
No.
Was given
See what I said?
It's different.
No, the one they went to Supreme Court was Judges Omotosho and Lifu. Lifu was one who gave judgment in favor of Sule Lamido, while Omotosho was one who gave judgment in favor of Austin and Co. against what they were trying to do. So that one has now gone to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court upheld the judgments of Omotosho and Lifu.
So where is this one?
That's what I'm trying to say. Now, when they finished their so-called Amala Convention, they now again went to Federal High Court in Ibadan and filed this action that the Federal High Court should recognize them, compel INEC to recognize them as the officers of the party. And Federal High Court said, look, you disobeyed our own court or judgment here. Just Lifu judgment, just Omotosho's judgment. And that had been set aside. I mean, that convention had been set aside even by the Court of Appeal. And you had the audacity to file again, coming to the Federal High Court, who has stopped you not to do that convention, telling us now to compel INEC to recognize you. A convention that never happened, that never took place in the eyes of the law. And the judge said, listen, I'm not only going to set it aside, it's a nullity. Moving forward too, the second defendant, 36 defendants, read their names there.
Yes. Second defendant is Mohammed Abdulrahman.
Yes, Atila Sachaman. God bless your father.
There you have.
Read it again.
My father is named God.
Read it again, wherever he is, he's in peace. read the second one, let the public hear. Yes.
National Secretary PDP.
God bless your mother. Go ahead.
She's late too.
God is blessing her wherever she is.
Yes. PDP BOT of Trust.
God bless you. Oh my God. Thank you. They are the defendants.
Yes. And then Tuna Church.
Yes. Now, fine. Now, if I may help you, let me help you, even though they don't want to pay me. Let me help you. So that when you are telling the public, tell them what happened. Okay.
I quickly read some of the points the judge.
No, let me just.
I'm just wondering, where is this case? Is it at the Court of Appeal level?
It is not the Court of Appeal. Okay, look at what it comes. There's evidence before me.
Yes.
No, I want them to hear, not only you. There's evidence, page 13 of the judgment. There's evidence before me from the counter affidavit of Senator Samuel Anyanwu, who was the National Secretary of the applicant, to the effect that at the expiration of their 4-year tenure, which ended in December 2025, a caretaker committee was set up to run the affairs of the applicant, pending the time they will hold a convention. This piece of evidence was not controverted by you. A caretaker committee became an inescapable option because the law abhors a vacuum. I therefore hold that the caretaker committee set up by the applicant is the only lawful and legitimate body that can run the affairs of the applicant in the circumstances of this case. In the circumstances of this case. Let me conclude by saying that the first respondent in this case is the electoral umpire, that is INEC. It is only bound to deal with the caretaker committee set up to run the affairs of the party, pending when they hold a lawful and legitimate convention, wherein the national officers would be elected. So the court has said this caretaker committee, if INEC must deal with them, because the law abhors a vacuum, and that this caretaker is one recognized pending when a convention will be held that would elect the national officers. And after this, the caretaker committee now went and conducted a national convention, which INEC attended. Now, you now appeal against this judgment to the Court of Appeal. What do the Court of Appeal hold? The Court of Appeal has already set aside their convention before. Supreme Court has upheld that judgment. Now, instead of you two, people don't have shame. You have promised people what will be the outcome. of the judgment.
Is there an appeal pending?
That's what I'm trying to tell you now. I said they want an appeal against this, which will be had next week, Friday. Okay. And I'm saying that, listen, I'm saying that there is no stay of execution of this judgment. It has not been set aside. Okay. So how can you now come? You have already appealed. How can you now come again to say you are settled up a caretaker committee?
Okay. Would you then address, sorry, please. Would you then address what happened at the Supreme Court last week as regards the status of Senator Ayawu? Because that's what they relied on.
Please, let me tell you first of all. Yes. You know, when
anyway, don't let it be muddled up like Werey Wike does, okay? So let me try and give you the context of what he's talking about, all right? So when Trailer passed their midst, all right, between himself and Makinde. So Makinde parleyed with some section of the Board of Trustees of PDP. And at the end of the day, they picked Turaki as their own chairman. And then Werey Wike, this is them trying to kind of like move away from Werey Wike. So they went on to conduct their convention in Ibadan. This is Makinde's group. But there was a court judgment that said they shouldn't conduct that convention. But rather than appeal that or act on still of execution on that judgment, they went to another Ibadan High Court, right, to get a judgment that said, a court order that said they should conduct the convention. Meanwhile, while they did the convention, they suspended a number of people. In fact, actually dismissed them, I think. Ayawu, Werey Wike, and some of his group, they were dismissed or expelled from PDP. So there's another court case on that. Then, Ayawu and Co. said the court order that stopped the Ibadan convention was intact, so therefore they were still the legitimate executive of a PDP because their tenure will end sometimes in December 2025. So there's no point. So when their tenure ended, they will conduct convention or put a caretaker in place. Now these two people were now in court. So when they got to court, Makinde's side got a part judgment that said, indeed, Ayawu's suspension by a disciplinary committee put in place back then, right, was valid. But at the convention in Ibadan, where Ayawu, Werey Wike, and the rest of them were dismissed and all that, the convention is not valid. It was invalidated. So therefore, it's not binding. Now they have to like select which of these will stick in the long run. So Werey Wike's side, who obviously relies on the Supreme Court, you know what I mean, waited. And the Makinde, Solo Makinde's group also waited on the Supreme Court. So when the Supreme Court will now rule in the CTC that is now out, certified true copy of that judgment, right, is out. What they now said is that Ayawu and his gang, right, they were not suspended in the face of the law. In fact, their tenure ended in December, and by that, they had the right to set up caretaker committee for the party. Then the caretaker committee went ahead and organized a convention, which now makes them legit and like the legit PDP. But the Solo Makinde side interpreted the court judgment as both of them have lost out. And in that case, to not abhor, because law abhors a vacuum. Wabara's BOT would then nominate a new caretaker. So to Werey Wike, they are just 419 because there is no legal base for whatever they are doing. And therefore, he will clamp on them if he cites them in Abuja. This is that part where he said it. Werey Wike.
Call for set up a caretaker committee. That's the point I'm trying to make.
No, we don't dwell on this too much because there's a lot that we need to cover before we end this conversation. Now, in spite of the Supreme Court judgment, I mean, you came out after that judgment and said there are no factions in the PDP.
As a responsible party person.
But from all indication and from what you are saying, the factions are still there. There's the Kadimu NWC, 13 member NWC.
You can't stop people who want to be criminals. The only way we can stop them is by applying the law. If you apply sanctions.
But those are strong words you're using, Honorable Minister. I mean, when you say criminal, you call them 419.
Have you never heard me when I said, you took bribe? Has this suit me?
Right, so you're saying
I'm telling you here that I asked you what removed Senator Wabara from office. It's not because of the 50 million appropriation.
But does that really have a bearing with what, the issues
it's not what I'm saying, by the antecedent.
Right.
See, I have told you, you went to court. See the court judgment.
I was in court. That's why I wanted you to educate us. You see, because even right now, a lot of people...
Let me finish what she asked.
Yes.
Okay. Now, why am I saying that you are a criminal? You went to court. The judgment against you. You have also gone on appeal. You have not waiting for the appeal. You have now come to say, Supreme Court said there's no more this without the BOT has taken over. I mean, is it not fraud? You are going to sell form. That is duping Nigerians. And like I said here, if really you are sure, like we are doing now, PDP Secretariat, we are giving the bank account where you pay money. Let Turaki, as a senior advocate, open an account of PDP. That day, that silk will be removed. If I dare him, open an account. Tell Nigerians, tell party people, this is the account where you will pay the money for PDP. Let him go and open PDP account.
So if you don't recognize the BOT, led by Wubara,
Wubara is no longer in the party.
Right.
Yes.
Who exactly is in charge of the PDP now? Does the PDP even exist? And are you still a member of this PDP?
I take exception to that. That's a strong word to that PDP does not exist. It's a strong word. It's a strong word.
Does it exist?
It does exist.
Honorable Minister.
It does not exist. Let me tell you. It does not exist in the eyes of some media stations. Take, for example, people have bought forms. In my state, we are contesting governorship, we are contesting Secretariat, we are contesting House of Assembly. You must to go and see those who have picked up forms. When you say it does not exist, it depends on what you are looking for.
Who is in charge of the PDP now?
Abdurrahman is the chairman of the party.
Honorable Minister,
he is leading the NWC.
And you are the national leader.
Just before, Honorable Minister, just before,
I'm there to help to support them, and I'm continuing to support them. All I'm saying, which you don't want to hear, which I want Nigerians to hear, can they open an office, PDP? Let me come here. You will take. Yeah. I know that I want to be channels and I know the. I'm sorry, but I'm not afraid. I will say. Now, can they open an office, PDP Secretariat? Can they open an account and tell PDP members who want to buy funds, who want to contest election, pay to this account number, this is the bank. First of all, that bank will be in trouble. And today, I tell you, that bank will be in trouble because for you to open an account, you must have to have the certificate of incorporation. You must have the certificate of incorporation. Who has it? It's the Secretary of the Party. So let me say the bank that will go and open an account. That bank will be in trouble. Then the person who wants to open the account and pray luck, let Turaki, a senior advocate, put his name as signatory. Then see whether he will not be derobed or whether that's sick, he will not answer sick. He will not. So that is that. People should not do something that you know you are defrauding Nigerians. And two, any house that allows them, because it's fraud, you know the judgment, you know what's on there, and I see it, I will take that house.
Honorable Minister.
PDP has nothing to me. Anybody who knows me know. I'm not coming here for it. I will seal it off. It's gone. I will never allow any breach of the peace. You cannot. You cannot because I'm here to maintain peace. Apart from being a PDP member, as I've still, I obey. This is the judgment of court. You must obey it. Whatever you call.
Just imagine if Werey Wike is your president. Just imagine that, though. That's. I mean, come on. Can you imagine if Werey Wike is president? I mean, would it be worse like than a Kalu? I don't know. But we'll come to that Kalu. When he was asked about the land freebies he's been doing in Abuja, he has this response.
But also, let me, please, if I could just land on
I don't like what you say. Somebody using his private money. Wherever he gets it, it's not my business. That's not public funds.
No, my question is about what you are doing for average Nigerians.
Hold on.
And I want to draw your attention.
Hold on.
1 second.
No, hold on. Hold on. Let me tell you, hold on. You cannot say what you are saying. Have you seen the list of those who have allotted land? What are you talking about? Is it because this one came to the public? Do you know how many people who work in China that have land? I put it to tax now. The land that you build channels is public land, but it's given to as a private investment. You are making money out of the public property. Did you buy it? No.
Is it free property?
It was allocated to you. You didn't buy. You didn't buy. I have the authority to say so. Why are we talking about this thing? Did you buy the land?
Don't go there.
Hold on. Don't go there,
sir, please.
As a minister, the land was given to you by government, but allocated to you by government. As I came as a minister, I know how I ratify so many. Was it not correct?
Yeah, the same could apply in so many cases.
Hold on. You are not quarreling. But that land was given to you today. It's an investment you have made. You are making money out of it. You will not say you're not making money out of it.
And the government is benefited from our business as well.
We are paying you. You came now to interview me. Is it free? Am I not going to pay for a live interview? It's not free. So what are we benefiting? I pay.
Speaking of land,
hold on, let me tell you. Hold on. You know why I have to say this?
Yes.
Because you raised it. See, when we talk about, because you've had ambassadors. There are so many rich Nigerians. Let me very quick. Look at me. Because if you didn't bring it now, we would have come to this place. You have now made me to let Nigerians know. The people are thinking.
Have now made me to let Nigeria knows that we give you land. That's Werey Wike. So I can take it. If anybody gives house or property to this Turaki Makinde faction in Abuja, Wike has threatened to take the house because according to him, that will be fraud. And also, if there is any bank that should open a bank account for them, that bank will be in trouble also. Anyway, here is to another meltdown after Peter Obi suddenly left the coalition. Even though the idea of a coalition came with so much kind of like expectations from for those who were looking up to them, and then things started looking different. The people started raising concerns that this doesn't look like it is what they think it's going to be. Maybe it is a deceit to lure them into making Atiku the president through a coalition that will make make it impossible for Peter Obi to run for president in 2027. So things were not going well. And then Peter Obi left 3 days ago to go and join another new party called NDC. And since then, those who were supposed to be his friend in the coalition, they have all been throwing tantrums. They have been attacking him, so to say. He said, accordingly, right, Peter Obi himself said that he had no problem with the David Mark or even Atiku and all that. But for some reason, he just felt like he can't achieve his dream in that setting. Now, that has given Kenneth Okonkwo an opportunity to actually say how he's always been feeling or how he felt about Peter Obi. And they are not really nice at all. They are not nice. Let's go to Arise Studio once again, where Kenneth Okonkwo had his own meltdown on record.
Oh, well, you recall that when I said I wasn't going to speak for him again, I said I will not speak for a man that I don't understand his position on important national issues. I say I will not speak for a man who, even if he wins, and Nigerians give him his vote. He does not have what it takes. He does not have the capacity to even secure his own victory. So the issue of saying whether the coalition will be affected, the coalition will not be affected in any way. P2B, within 6 months, changed parties 3 times. You could recall, since he defected to NDC, I've not taken it as anything serious or anything relevant to bother myself. Because by December 30th, he was a member of Labour Party. By December 31st, he was a member of ADC. By May 3rd, he is a member of NDC. I am sure, if not for the restriction in the Electoral Act, before the close of the registration or the membership time, I'm sure he will be a member of another party. That is his nature. But let me say it. Changing parties is not what questions your capacity, your competence, or your character. It is the reason that you adduced for changing the party. P2B said, I don't have a problem with David Mark, meaning he didn't have a problem with the ADC. He said, I don't have a problem with Atiku Abubakar, meaning he does not have any problem with the aspirants. Then what is the reason he gave? He said, I don't like challenges. I don't like trouble. ADC is going through challenges, legal and otherwise. And I like to run away to where there is peace, to where there is no trouble. And I now ask, how can this same man ask Nigerians to entrust Nigeria in his care when Nigeria is the most challenged country in the world today? Nigeria is both physically and mentally challenged in all capacity. Nigeria is the 4th most terrorized nation on earth. Nigeria has borrowed itself to bankruptcy. Nigeria, as I'm talking to you, the bandits tie people on the tree and put fire under them to burn them. In Kwara, in Kogi, in Niger. So how can a man who says he's running away from challenges be able to face the challenges we are facing in Nigeria today? I am sorry. The P2B's temperament and his capacity is incompatible with the requirement of Nigeria of today. So the ADC cannot possibly be missing anything. Recall that before he came to ADC in December 31st, his political career was already dead. He was losing his polling unit in his own state by the gubernatorial candidate that he chose by himself. Recall that even when one member of the House of Assembly of Labour Party died, they fielded his widow to know whether they can get the sympathy of the people. But because of the rejection of Anambra people to P2B's leadership star, they still voted against the innocent widow. So recall that before he entered ADC, his political career was already dead. So dead that he could not even enter ADC from his own state, Anambra State. He entered ADC from Enugu State, my own state, where he believed that the toxic on the toxin will not overwhelm him. So ADC actually gave him a lifeline. P2B needed ADC. ADC did not need him because we were already moving on without him. So when he came into ADC with his normal toxic followers, with their own penchant of not wanting democracy at the primary level or at the secondary level, obviously, I knew he was going to go. Let me reveal one secret to you. The first day I was consulted in this coalition, and that was before the unveiling, they asked me, so how is the possibility of ADC performing in South? Oh, well, you recall that when I
mean, politics mad, Gonsha. You know? They were all pretending that they wanted him with them. I mean, they were supposed to be friends, Abi. So if they are upset that he left, I thought they would at least treat that with some respect. To say, well, we thought that he was going to stay with us to make sure that the coalition is this or that, right? These ones, immediately they started firing him, which means they have all been pretending with themselves. All these laughs, all those pictures, you see them in the same pictures, in videos, laughing, doing things that they are friends. They are now talking about how to help Nigeria. All those things were fake. I mean, that's the way I have seen it. All fake. Because the way they feel about themselves, go. The only thing that united them is what? Tifnumbu. Their, what do you call it? Their own urge for power, you know, their ambitions and the rest of that brought them together. But they don't like themselves. They have no respect for themselves. It is so crazy, right? That all they have been saying in the last 48 to 72 hours, Baba, you're going to wonder, say, oh, more. So the coalition itself now fake. Everything about it is fake. They hated him so much. They hated his supporters. But somehow they wanted him to be part of it. So they would have dealt with him if he actually stayed with them up to their primaries when they will now choose maybe Atifko or anybody. Sure you get. Kenneth Okonkwo went straight into the latrine, right straight into the gutter, into the pit, because Peter Obi left their coalition. Do you get what I mean? He's a man without a liver. He's a man without a character. The blood. I'm like, come on. He left a coalition. Like, he didn't kill any of you. So you get like, how painful could that be? Then he went on to tell us that Peter Obi's political career is dead. From Kenneth Okonkwo. Kenneth Okonkwo that couldn't even like win any form of, what do you call it, contest. None. But he said Obi's career was dead. ADC was just trying to help him. He went on to say that it was Peter Obi that the ADC wanted to conduct the primaries. That is to show that ADC respects him so much that ADC asked him to nominate somebody to be the ADC asked him to nominate the organizing secretary. Do you know the position of organizing secretary? The position of organizing secretary is the one that is going to, they said the organizing secretary will be the one to organize the party primaries. And ADC, just to please Obi, ADC told him to go and appoint the organizing secretary. So why is Obi now afraid when he is the one that is going to organize the primary? Kenneth Yawere gone. And politics, I think politics can go to Yawere. And you are going to see more. You are going to see more. So the obedient, this guy called the obedient toxic. They said the obedient are toxic because on social media, they are so effective that you can't drive any narrative past them. Trust me, you don't have that range. There is no political class or group or whatever in that Nigeria that has the same kind of like social media range like disobedience. They have never attacked anybody or threatened anyone. They have not physically caused any harm or any form of damages to anybody, none whatsoever. But those who have more kind of like gosh, or those who have more range when it comes to the physical abuse or violence and all that, all this political stuff, right? Those who have that are afraid of these guys with smartphones and social media, and their internet data. So they call them toxic because they are very, very hard to push any narrative past. You just can't win. But they wanted them to be, possibly, to be on their side. And those ones are saying, Peter Obi or nothing. If you don't give them Peter Obi, they are not going to support anybody. And they are so loud about that. They are so open about it. This is what Kenneth Okonkwo wrapped it up all as. It's crazy.
Let me reveal one secret to you. The first day I was consulted in this coalition, and that was before the unveiling, they asked me, so how is the possibility of ADC performing in the Southeast? I told them plainly and straight away, don't build anything on Peter Obi because he's not going to contest under ADC because he will eventually leave. Why was I so sure? Because he's a man that has morbid fear for primary election. He has never been in one. and he will not be in one until he finishes his political career. He became a governor. He entered into primary election. He failed and lost to Ralph Mosu in Apga. And then he still managed to find the leaders to cancel that primary, and they still gave him the ticket. That was how he became governor. And so when he gave the reason of challenges, of course, he lied, because his main reason is that he does not want to face the primary election. And let me tell you another thing, because ADC was fully prepared to convince the whole world that P2B is not interested in democracy. When he came into ADC, he gave a condition that he should be allowed to produce the National Organization Secretary, National Organizing Secretary, NOS. And the reason he gave is that so that he will be the one to conduct the primary. And ADC said, fine, take. When we were doing the e-registration, P2B again and his followers asked to be in charge of the e-registration. And that was why they put my sister, Aisha Yusuf, to be in charge and Obi aid, so that all the members of ADC in the primary will be determined by P2B. And then P2B was to organize the primary. That was why you did not hear him say, this primary is dollarized, is monetized. That's the reason I'm going, because he was to be the one to organize the primary. Yet, he was still afraid of free and fair election. Not, of course, of zoning, because he went to even southern aspirants in order for them to step down for him. So he's a man who is afraid of free and fair primary election. Let me review.
Let me tell you something, right? Especially to those of you, the boomers. I think that's what you are called, right? Or this older generation, in your 50s, 60s of income. The reason why a lot of you will call all this younger generation, all this Gen Z, you will call them disrespectful, is because a lot of you are so, you were raised to be so shamelessly shameless. Enough that you can cook anything up. You get what I mean? Gone are the days where you can begin to throw some lamba, and some people will be like, wow. Really? Wow. You see all this younger generation called the Gen Z, they can easily tell that you are just talking shit. And most of them will say it to your face and say, oh, Ben, this my old man, stop talking nonsense, Jerry. Like, what kind of, you know what I mean? He went on TV to paint a picture that Peter Obi and his group, they had a mission. And a mission that is indirectly be in control of who will determine what will happen in ADC. That's the way he painted it, like all these Aregbe and the rest of them who are doing all their permutation, right? Like they are so stupid. So Ken presented them as stupid people. That Peter Obi asked, he specifically asked that he should be allowed to nominate the organizing secretary, and there's no evidence of that at all. Then he went and said, because to control the number of members, registered members who are going to participate in the primaries, Peter Obi said he will be the one to do the registration, ADC membership registration. So if you are talking to a Gen Z, you know what I mean, like a Gen Z, the young person that just look at you, just be like, you're just talking nonsense. Are you not going to feel offended? That's one thing some of you need to understand when you are relating with these young people, especially some of them who are now politically conscious. They are smarter than what you can think of. Yes, they may not have this idea of these crooked ways of politics, this lying, openly lying and saying it is politics. Or it's politics. That's politics. Maligning people, talking shit about people, right? And then just because they are no longer your friends. And then when they ask you, why did you say all of that? Like all those things you said about that person, are they really true? And then you're like, no, they are not true. They are just politics. Shamelessly. Young people are likely going to take you up on that. And then what are you going to say? You're going to say they are very toxic. They don't have respect. And then you start shouting on Obi to call his supporters, to talk to his supporters, when some of you are so shameless that you have even forgotten that some of you are even grandpas now, in your 50s. Your daughters, your sons have their own children now. And shamelessly, simply because of this guy, Atifku. Those of you who are supposed to be friends, who wanted to save Nigeria, I show you now, not even like yourself. You hated yourselves. You were lying to Nigerians that you are coming to save them. Meanwhile, you hated yourself so much. It would have been, what do you call this thing? Lagos House of Commotion. Yeah, that's what this their coalition or whatever would have been. And they are not backing down. No. Now, Obi is even more hated by the supposed coalition than Tifnumbu that is putting everybody through all of this right now. And all for what? But because of this guy, Atifku. And then, yeah, to live like this. He's an 80-year-old man, and they always have that pretended energy, right? When they want to run for office. He's an old man, like Kalu, who should actually be resting with their grandkids. He's a great grandfather. It's not even like a grandfather. Atifku is like a great grandfather. And we heard that Atifku's family alone, they are more than like 100, the population. But that's a story for another day. There's another clown that was interviewed on, I think it's called a Daily Trust. And he said that he actually said this Lagos election in 2023, that Peter Obi hacked into the INEC server to rig the Lagos election in 2023. He didn't win. And I mean, this guy is a guest on the TV, supposed the TV station in Nigeria. And there is none of them that could say, oh, okay, hang on. Could you give us the evidence of that? No, he just said it, and everybody should take it like that. Now, he's kind of like a middle-aged guy, like a mid-aged guy, right? And if the Gen Z starts lashing at him, calling him out, what are you going to say? You're going to call them what? Disrespectful, toxic, they lack home training. You want them to sit down and be fed with toxic lies from people who are so shameless simply because they are older. I don't think that's right. I mean, come on. Watch this.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu knew that Nigeria is facing many, many problems and challenges. But he put it on his head.
To which head? He's
either
in Kenya or in Paris or somewhere as we speak now.
Yeah,
and today
that's problem solving too.
You can see over 20 people killed in Katsina. Yesterday, over 11 killed in Katsina.
He's not
and
going
you're talking about.
Let me come down now. He's not going to Kenya. He's not going to France or whatever for personal interest. He's going to sell Nigeria to investors.
What has accrued to Nigeria apart from loss with all the travel?
There were lots.
Like what?
If you can recall, you can see how now. Let me before we even go. Presently, we are able to Nigeria and China were able to.
We will come to that.
Yeah, of course. I'm giving you that in the event because it's a recent one. You understand? There were a lot of trouble, international benefits that Nigeria gains. Even if I cannot recall all, but
many do not really align with the expectation of Nigerians. We will discuss this in detail. Why I ask this question is because I am sure our viewers will be agitated if you want to now, contrast Tinubu and Peter Obi or Okonkwo, because when you look at it, many believe whatever they are doing is just self-serving. If they were in Tinubu's position, they will also behave the same. And that is why we want to use this forum to actually ask the right questions so that leaders will now, have an introspection to say that, look, we have to change the way we are doing
no matter what you think. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu do not run away from problems. Nigeria's problem is something that you can solve it one day or in 3 or 4 years. We knew that.
And this,
but this
they could not
even Obi that is running from just a party problem. How can he be able to solve Nigeria's problem? You understand? That shouldn't be the reality.
So are you aligning with, of course, Senator Datti Baba Ahmed? Because he granted an interview where he said the coming together of Peter Obi and Okonkwo will ultimately not yield any result.
Of course. He's very right to say that. What result will it be?
This is someone from the southeast.
Hold on.
Which is followers. And then you have another one which is followers from the northwest.
Look, Mala Hamza, sorry to interrupt you. Many people are just looking back to 2023, what Obi cost in 2023. That's he scored 6 million or thereabouts.
Votes, yes.
Okonkwo scored almost 1 point something or close to 2 million, for example. That's all their calculations. 2027 is going to be a different thing.
What will change the arithmetic?
What will change the arithmetic? Number one is that you see now Obi and Okonkwo, they are going one side. Atiku and Amechi, maybe they might be going one side. We don't know others.
You are projecting maybe Atiku Amechi ticket.
Yes, that's what we are hearing from them. I cannot reliably say it, but I'm hearing from the most of the caucus or most of the members.
There are whispers.
There were whispers around. So if you look at it now, the reason why even that then in 2023, that whereby Peter Obi's cost up to that 6 million is because they were able to either manipulate or hack INEC servers.
That is a gross allegation. I will not take it here.
It's not gross.
No. Because look at it. When they went to court, they can't do it now because if you look at the distribution, we've never had it so good in terms of even the opposition. How many people from YPP, Labour Party, and all that all found their way to the National Assembly? If the governors had their way, or the presidential candidate had their way, do you think Tinubu will be defeated in Lagos? Will Labour Party defeat Tinubu in Lagos?
Why should not look at that side was because in some other like representatives, Senate or whatever, or governors, for example, some of them they focus, the obedience movement focus only on the presidency. They focus only on getting the presidency. That's why.
Then did they rig it in Lagos?
Yes. Are you doubting that they rig Lagos?
Why should no? I have my strong doubts. If anything, the allegation, I think you should be fair in your analysis, because the allegation should go to the table of the ruling party, because often now Nigerians have not been convinced that this INEC.
It's just two northerners talking, by the way. So it's there. Yes, of course they do this. Yes. They hack INEC server. They hack that. Come on. elderly people. People will say, you will think, according to some of these philosophers, they say that life is a teacher. The more you live, the more you learn. But these ones have learned nothing, or they have just intentionally chosen to be liars, all to ensure that their own bread is buttered, by all means, from the rotten system too. It is Kalu that they are talking about, right? Is in France, all right? And there is a clip of him meeting, according to his handlers. He was meeting with the investors in Paris, right? And that created his own kind of like confusion, when some people are saying they would probably need to start using an interpreter for Kalu, so that whenever he says something and you are trying to comprehend it, then you just, I mean, his usual word salad, jargons, and incoherent blabbing, so to say, by just dropping some buzzword, subsidy, economy, I don't know. Here, Kalu in France, and Oloyede is new finance minister at the end of the clip.
I inherited an economy on the cheetahs, ready to go south. It was a very serious turnaround, recalibration. The subsidy that was a burden to the entire country was removed. And ever since, today we've achieved the exchange rate stability by floating the currency. You are able to have a better return on the bonds, and consistency is the name of the game. And shows some serious transparency. And just to captain the team and bring intellectual curiosity to how to navigate the stormy waters of the economy.
Had an engaging session with Mr. President himself, being in attendance, and we're able to give an overview about the progress we are making, about the next areas of focus to deepen the reform and translate the reforms into results, as well as the outlook for what we plan to do going forward. We're also able to answer their questions, and we're also able to get insights about the excitement that they continue to have about the running of the economy, the reforms, and the fact that we're able to give them the commitments, including Mr. President himself, about what we will not do. For example, we will not bring back subsidy because it creates distortion for the economy, and we will not introduce price control because we believe in markets, while at the same time ensuring that regulation is responsible so that there's no supplier, trader, manufacturer taking advantage of the Nigerian people. We see also the issues going on in Iran. While that is unfortunate, we think it presents new opportunities for us as the world looks to diversify sources of energy and investing in new markets, as well as ensuring that Nigeria is able to get the optimal outcome from the price regime to be able to mobilize more revenue and spend that productively to address supply side, and also ensure that we manage inflation as much as possible. So overall,
he has no job. He has.
So some people tried to quote what Kalu said in the first 70 seconds of that video. He said, I inherited an economy on the cheetahs, ready to go south. It was a very serious turnaround, recalibration. The subsidy that was a burden to the entire country was removed, and ever since, we have achieved the exchange rate stability by floating the currency we are able to have a better return on the I didn't get the rest. So that was a call in France. While back in Nigeria, right, in their Senate, precisely, where they were discussing the xenophobic attacks in South Africa, right? A guy or a senator, that's the ex-convict, Orji Uzor Kalu, decided to caution his colleagues who were proposing some retaliatory measures against South Africa, all right? And according to him, he wouldn't want his colleagues to try to tarnish his relationship with South Africa, because Nigeria has had a relationship with South Africa for the blah, but his colleagues are not, they are not having any of that.
Gentlemen, listen, let us not kill our relationship. We are very angry. Nobody's happy. Our Minister of Foreign Affairs is in South Africa now. And the ministry invited the High Commissioner yesterday, and you have invited the High Commissioner. Let senators, not because of seeing them, within anything you say immediately, but not because people want to be seen in the television to speak about this thing. No, let us quickly set up these committees and come back to the Senate. And thank you for the opportunity. My name is Orji Kalu. I represent Abia North. I would like to move a simple motion because all parties speaking are saying the same thing. I'd like to just move a simple motion to commute this thing to Committee on Foreign Affairs and the What's the Mess Committee, Diaspora, and one other relevant committee, so that they will be able to study and come back to us in 2 weeks. So, and the National Security and Intelligence, let us not, excuse me, gentlemen, listen, let us not kill our relationship. We are very angry. Nobody's happy. Our Minister of Foreign Affairs is in South Africa now. And the ministry invited the High Commissioner yesterday, and you have invited the High Commissioner. Let senators, not because of seeing them, within anything you say immediately, but not because people want to be seen in the television to speak about this thing. No, let us quickly set up these committees and come back to the Senate. So if it means a day, in 48 hours, if it means a day, everybody in this Senate will speak. You give the 109 senators, including you, the opportunity to speak. That would be nice, because wasting our time and going back to taking the something. Yes, nobody's deviating from the Constitution. We are asking you to do it right. You must do it right. You cannot just do it the way you want to do it. Mr. President, I move a motion that we will ask our committee to give us a working paper. I so move.
The distinguished governor. Muhammad Adamu Alero is my name. I represent TV Central. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my friend and brother, Senator Orji Kalu, that we should refer this matter to the Committee on Foreign.
He's saying that we should set up a committee.
Pardon?
He said that we should set up a committee.
We should allow
we should set up a
standing committees on external affairs and diaspora to exhaustively sit with the other relevant committees and discuss and come up with actionable solutions, and so that we can debate on it. So I
into the prayers. I would have, if I were to move a motion, Senator Ome, my motion would have said that we should have an ad hoc committee to liaise with the House of Representatives and the executive and get back to us as soon as possible, because this issue is very, very serious, and with actionable plans. So, no, you have already passed. We are past your motion, and the motion has failed. But let us look at the prayers. If the prayers are not stringent enough, then we can have additional prayers. But please don't forget, we can't do this alone. We are insisting that we involve the House of Representatives. And then we'll have a joint team that will go to South Africa to meet with the Parliament of South Africa. And for this, I don't mind if the Senate President has to lead. I don't mind if the Senate President has to lead. The lives of Nigerians are very, very important and crucial. And that is why we are here. We are here to protect the lives, the welfare, and the properties of Nigeria.
Oh, funny. Anyway, in that same Senate chamber, right, it was another face-off between Akpabiole and Oshiomole. They had theirs yesterday, but it wasn't like face-off. So they are amending their Senate rule, which is going to determine the, what do they call them again? Now these guys like a standing committees, right? They call them the Senate leadership. So from these new rules that Akpabiole is putting in place, they said it is going to prevent the likes of Oshiomole or Uzor, because Uzor is going to run for Senate even when he is still governor. I don't know, maybe he's going to have to resign as governor of Imo State in 2027 because he is still going to be governor even after 2027. Do you get that now? So he wants to go to the Senate in 2027. And he is also being rumored to want to also be the Senate president. But with Akpabiole's move, that would likely never happen. And Oshiomole is not going to let it lie low. So this happened until he was threatened to be removed.
Mr. President, point of order. Mr. President, I'm invoking.
Senator Mangono. Senator Mangono.
I'm invoking.
Senator Mangono, approach the chair. Approach the chair. Approach the chair. Senator Mangono, approach the chair. And I've said it, people have been in these chambers for 3 years now. We should begin to know the rules of the Senate. I don't want to be accused of executive arrogance. That's why I keep tolerating these things. Please, there's no new senator any longer. There's no new senator any longer. Let us try our best to abide by the rules here. I've said if you're a policeman, you will wear police uniform unless you are in investigation. If you're a soldier, you must wear the army uniform. If you're a senator, you must go by the rules. Am I right? So point of order, you are ruled out of order. Page, what?
Mr. President, distinguished Senator Adams Oshiomole, please be guided. Be guided. Distinguished Senator Adams Oshiomole, I am now invoking powers conferred to the office of the Chief Whip to order you to resume your seat and be guided by the ruling of the presiding officer. I am saying so in my capacity as the Chief Whip of the Senate. Be guided. Be guided. Be guided. Be guided. I don't the powers of the office of the chief whip. Be guided. But I have
Senator Baribe, no, you don't need to come to me. I just want to tell you, you see what I've been saying, that we must read the rules. We must read the rules. We must read the rules. Page 1964. Page 1965. So, distinguished Senator, we shouldn't just go home, fill form, contest election, come here without knowing anything about the rules. Order 20 sub F says that the Senate President shall interpret the rules. I didn't write this. So, please, Senator Oshiomole, for the last time, if you become unruly in the Senate, we will use these same rules to take you out of the Senate. So this is the last warning.
You know what I mean? So we didn't hear anything afterward, by the way. So, but let's leave them in their Senate and stop by in their court. First, El Rufaya that appeared in the Kaduna court today for his corruption trial. He was in and out, and they are discussing his bail. And right now, his bail seems to have been severed. There are people who have like a deferred or something, meaning the condition around his bail has been like segmented. They are not going to release him. I don't think they have any plan of releasing him anytime soon. So from ICPC to DSS to ONSA, ONSA is the Office of the National Security Advisor, NSA, which is Seribadam's office. They're not going to let him go anytime soon. Mind you, this young man called Justice Crook that was abducted days ago until other people got wind of it, and who was keeping him? The military and DSS. So he is accused of exposing the rot in the military, the condition, the poor living condition of the soldiers, right? So he published that. But they said, no, that's not the reason why we are holding him. We also discovered in their conversation, in their chat, that the young man was asking the soldier to join the movement of changing the government in Nigeria in 2027, like campaigning to the soldiers to support, you know what I mean, the removal of a Kalu. And that, in the military parlance, right, is a coup or not a coup. I don't know. So they decided to lock the soldier up and others, because that's not the only person, but Justice Crook. They said, oh, we handed him over to the DSS because he is a civilian. So that led to this altercation, this, fisticuff inside the Ministry of Justice building, when Showore had to put a call through to the Minister of Justice, who at the time was said to be in France. So he promised them that it will be around by Wednesday where they can begin to process the bill and all that for this young man. So today, Showore and others decided to go back to the court and to the Ministry of Justice, but they won't let them enter. So this happened.
Baba, you should be always respecting your old age. Respect your old age. You are elder. Why you always? Why you always like this? Why you always doing this? Why you always like this? Why you always doing this? Why you always doing this? Wait. Public office. It's not for you. Hold on. Can you go? We're entitled to be here. Calm down. Can you go, please? Can you people? Please.
So they go in. And then this was after. One sec.
Not this one. Okay.
Our leaders have decided that they will not let us go, and they will not allow us to have good governance, except we will vote against the Marshal. And that is why freedom come by struggle. Freedom come by struggle. By struggle. Revolution come by struggle. Freedom by struggle. By struggle. Freedom come. Freedom come by struggle. Freedom come by struggle. By struggle. Freedom come.
Where's the master? He sat in front of the minister.
Wait, sorry.
Great Nigerian people.
Wait,
great. Ever conscious Nigerian people.
Great.
Great Nigerian people.
Freedom come by struggle, by struggle. Freedom come.
I think the meeting went well. Former president
let him
no, you go
direct
ahead.
my...
Give the legal perspective. I'll give the political.
Thank you for your honor, sir. So we did meet the Honorable Minister of Justice.
Honorable.
PDP of the Federation and the Solicitor General of the Federation. They received us warmly. And then there was a common ground that no Nigerian citizen who has helped in exposing corruption and wrongdoing should be penalized for such a patriotic. The minister agreed that where a Nigerian citizen is being detained and or tortured for exposing corruption and ills in governance, such a person is entitled to justice by the Nigerian state. Yes. So he has graciously agreed that he is looking into the expeditious release of our comrade Justice. He puts power. We impressed it upon him that Nigerian people are agitated. The era of having people in government. He also agreed with us that this matter should be resolved expeditiously, as quickly as possible, and the young man should be allowed to go back to his wife and children as soon as possible. Revolution! Inform him that we want that to be this week. And he has shown his commitment to saying that all charges against Comrade Justice Clark Chidebere is discontinued. Yes. Bam! Bam! Promised to get back to us, hopefully today or tomorrow. Justice Clark is not a criminal. Yes! Revolution! Justice Clark has committed no offense.
So they still haven't really got him out yet, but they are very much on it. In the last 1 week, I don't know if you have noticed, right? Nigerians have been complaining about the service providers in Nigeria, these mobile service providers who have been stealing their data. In fact, it is so much that almost everyone today has something to say about it. Yet, it seems the relevant agencies that were supposed to look into all of that are pretty much not interested, so to say. So you can load 3,500 naira. They said, you know, in Nigeria, they buy data. Even if you paid for unlimited data, right, it can just disappear within days, all right? People are paying as much as 100,000 naira to load their phone for data, only to end up with almost a zero data at the end of the day. So a lot of people have been complaining, but nobody is doing anything about it. So the Revolution Now guys decided to picket their head office in Abuja today as a pre-warning somehow, you know, like this is just one, you know, something has to be done. You can't just be milking people, even when they barely use the data themselves, right? That's rip-off. And it should be a national emergency. Just not yet in Nigeria. In front of the MTN office in Abuja today.
When we know now, says data now almost like fuel. Almost everybody will be online need data. Every day. So if MTN continue to do all this wayo and we don't talk, then it means our government know they function. Now they call dysfunctional system. And that's why we come when they function as a system where they function. To challenge this rubbish, to demand MTN to stop all the bogus charges. To demand that MTN give us quality service. To demand all the fraud. Last week, I see person enter one office, the rake say pay how many amounts of money, they don't give a data for that thing. And now the same thing across Nigeria. MTN stand up, all the people where they owe them, normally why they owe them before, the guy you go pay them money, after you pay, you go feel borrow again. Many Nigerians where they live under, how many $2 bill per day? A lot of them, they own MTN, but they struggle to pay back and to use again. All of a sudden, MTN block everybody. Nobody will borrow. Inside that 3 days, MTN make over 2 trillion naira from Nigeria's head.
Jesus Christ!
And we still here, MTN like just normal company. All these companies where they make up for Nigeria pass anywhere in the world. Now because our government follow them, help show them how they go thief from Nigerian masses. We are 250 million Nigerians. I don't really get the statistics of how many of us they online. But a lot of Nigerians they online. And Nigerians now the MAGA we MTN the MAGA from. And the government they in bed with these people. So we must raise this awareness. We must challenge this institution. Not the only MTN, both Airtel, both all the other telcos. And most importantly, the Minister of Communication
we are going to
and the NCC. Because these are regulatory bodies that should be checking these guys. But instead of checking them, the other time we see the National Assembly go discover how many $1 billion MTN the whole Nigeria. They do the case go up, go and go down. Last, they pay some small millions to some small guys. They leave them, they go with the remaining money. That's why they run Nigeria. That's why they happen for other sectors. No, that's why they happen. No, that's why they do us wayo for other sectors. The reason why they talk about this one too is say this one don't reach the point where Nigerians not fit take this robbery anymore. Nigerians are not taking this nonsense anymore. ATM must improve and all the telecommunication companies must improve on the services that they charge us.
They improve or they leave.
Our regulatory
They can leave that network.
Stand up and do their work because as a matter of fact, now because we know they hold all these people responsible and accountable. This SEC and the Minister of Communication, that don't reach where we check on our budgets. How do they spend money? How do they do racketeering with all these telcos? Now the same thing they have in our power sector. Nigerians, we get plenty problems, but we must tackle all of them one by one. And the ultimate solution.
Okay. So people have to take their destinies in their own hands, and unfortunately, it will make no difference except if government. What will government do? Well, anyway, they are still taking action. You know, usually they say out of sight is out of mind. I don't think that phrase or that statement is completely true, right? When the power mongers in Nigeria who were so afraid of a man with a microphone and a camera, they are so afraid of him enough that they had to try him on a bogus terrorism charges with a law that doesn't exist. And right now, they believe that locking him away, right, will possibly take him out of the minds of millions of people that admired him and still that admires him and still admires him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, his own legal team continue to walk behind the scene, walk the tightrope of a system that is deliberately, right, skewed against them. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted of terrorism by this Omotosho Church, Omotosho's court, his own lawyers, legal team, decided to proceed on an appeal, which ordinarily was his right, but that didn't go smoothly. They have done everything. The system have done everything to ensure that his appeal will continue to get kind of like delayed. First, to accept the appeal. Second, to assign it to a judge. Third, to pick the appeal date when the court case will start. All of these have been intentionally, right, pushed to the back burner by the system that want to keep denying him this justice and keep a narrative that, according to them, gives them political stability for now. Here is a supposed update from the stable of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team and his legal battle, the persecution of the innocent. So we call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a prisoner of conscience. And this is why.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen of the press, what I said and what my two colleagues have said can be summarized as follows. One, recall that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case was commenced almost over 9 years ago when he was first arrested in Lagos. Recall also that he was there in charge of offenses relating to his broadcast on Radio Biafra from his location in London. You can imagine what it means for someone to be on an endless trial that never really happens for almost 10 years and being detained without conviction for 18 months, initially from 2015 to 2017, and again for over 3.5 years from 2021 to the present day. This alone is a gross injustice of its unique kind. 2, it's also to be recalled that after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was freed on bail, Nigeria's army levied these lethal attacks against him that drove him into exile, involuntary exile, from which he was also renditioned in 2021. And recall the decision made in 2018 by the African Union that everything that has happened to the IPOB from 2017 to that very date, and of course, much worse happened after. Recall that those things were declared illegal and unlawful, and as having violated the African Charter at a continental scale. Now, also, the same action, in particular, the proscription of IPOB in 2017, provoked or triggered the rush of litigation that eventually culminated in the ruling of the High Court of Enugu State, declaring that such actions by the federal government of Nigeria against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB are unconstitutional. So the question to ask is this: why is it that the IPOB, being of Igbo stock, it is not us as legal team making allegations? We have rulings of the international community. In the same vein, we have rulings of municipal courts in Nigeria indicating that what is happening to IPOB is nothing more than an ethnic-driven persecution. 3, now having survived the lethal attacks and having survived this many years in enforced exile, and having undergone all these tribulations and travails, and having been renditioned, these actions, this very action of the federal government of renditioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu triggered the international legal order. In July 2022, the United Nations Human Rights Council came down with a gavel that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinarily renditioned, and that it was a violation of all canons of international law to which Nigeria is subject, and it recommended a generous compensation to be paid to him and cessation of his prosecution. That was ignored by the federal government.
That was 16 months ago. I gave you that recap. While his legal team still continued to push behind the scene to get a date fixed for the hearing of his appeal. But we all know why they don't want that to happen. But we'll see how far that goes. Now, in Delta State, right, last week, a young man was shot and killed by a criminal police officer. He was executed live on camera. So actions have been taken, and according to them, the police officers involved, they've all been dismissed, and they have been sent to the prosecution team to prosecute them for murder and all that, okay? However, the IG also announced that he's transferring over 1,300 police officers out of Delta State, and these were supposed to be the criminals, so to say, who have had records here and there, complaints against them here and there, right? But where are they taking them to? Where are they sending them to? in Nigeria? No idea. But here is that presser from their Delta spokesperson.
I welcome you to this briefing on the matter that has drawn significant public attention. The fatal shooting of Mr. Mene Ogidi, aged 28 years, in Efurum, Delta State on the 26th of April 2026. The Inspector General of Police has directed that the public be kept fully informed as this matter progresses, and it is in that spirit that I address you today. On 26th of April 2026 in Efurum, Delta State, the deceased, Mr. Mene Ogidi, received a parcel from a friend in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, delivered to him by a driver. After collection, he proceeded to a motor park to wheel the parcel to Sapele with the name, address, and phone number of the intended receiver on it. The parcel was searched and found to contain a fabricated Beretta pistol and 4 rounds of .9mm live ammunition. Citizens who witnessed this effected a citizen's arrest of the deceased and subsequently contacted the police. The ASP in question, ASP Nuhu, and members of his team responded and arrived at the scene. The suspect was formally handed over to ASP Nuhu as team lead. At the point, rather than follow established police rules of engagement and standard operational procedure, ASP Nuhu shot and killed unarmed, already apprehended suspect. The remains of Mr. Mene Ogidi have been deposited at the mortuary. A formal autopsy will be conducted by the certified pathologist, and the findings will form part of the evidence to support prosecution in this case. Following the incident, the leadership of the force ordered an immediate and thorough investigation conducted by the police monitoring unit. The investigation established that the actions of ASP Nuhu and members of his team constituted professional misconduct, abuse of office, and conduct likely to cause a breach of public peace, culminating in the unlawful killing of Mr. Mene Ogidi. The force wishes to unequivocally no criminal suspicion, however grave, justifies extrajudicial action. Every suspect, regardless of the nature of allegation against him, is entitled to due process under the law. Following the conclusion of investigations, ASP Nuhu and 3 other members of his team have been arrested and currently in custody. Internal disciplinary procedures have been concluded against all officers found culpable. The force wishes to state clearly and without ambiguity that all indicted officers have been recommended for dismissal from the Nigerian Police Force. The Police Service Commission has reviewed and ratified this recommendation. Their dismissal is therefore confirmed and takes immediate effect. The case file has been formally forwarded to the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation for vetting and prosecution. The force will cooperate fully with the AGF's office to ensure that this matter is prosecuted to its logical conclusion before a court of competent jurisdiction. The driver who delivered the parcel from Yenagoa, as well as 2 members of the vigilante group, remain at large. Tactical teams have been deployed and coordinated investigative measures are ongoing to ensure their arrest and prosecution. The Nigerian Police Force reassures Nigerians, particularly the family of Mr. Mene Ogidi, that justice will be served in this matter. The force does not shield officers who violate the law. No rank, no position, and no circumstance will be permitted to place any officer above accountability. This case is being handled with full weight of transparency and institutional integrity. The Nigerian Police Force is aware that the eyes of Nigerians and the international community are on this matter, and we are resolved that our actions reflect the highest standard of justice, accountability, and respect for human rights. We extend our sincere condolences to the family of the deceased and assure them that the full weight of the law will be brought to bear on all those found culpable. Members of the public.
Anything where you do for Nigeria or whatever you are going through in Nigeria, just don't let them kill you. Yeah, don't let them kill you. And I have to say something as well. I mean, yeah, Nigeria police is very corrupt. All right, the officers most of them are like criminals, so to say. But there is something about them too. All right, if they are caught on camera doing anything illegal, they will be punished. Yeah, I have seen that many times. As corrupt as they are, record police collecting bribe. Once that video makes it to the police complaint unit, they are gone. You know, when we're growing up, we believe that a lot of people are getting away with their criminal activities despite the fact they are in the police force, right? But in this day and time, if you catch them, if you record them in anywhere doing anything illegal, they are gone. Trust me. And I have to give that to them. So that is why you should do your best when you feel like threatened by these rogues in a way. Somebody should record it. I know that one is a risk, Abby, because I've had people who said that while they were recording, the police attacked them, destroyed their phones, their devices, and all of that, and even like threatened them more. But then they didn't have any evidence because sometimes they have been made to delete all of the recorded clips. Yeah, but if any of those recordings makes it to the public, right? Forget it. That police officer is gone. Or the group of police officers, they are gone. And I have to give that to them. So before I go tonight, right, let's go back to politics, okay? I mean, APC, Egbekegbe right now, they are not conducting any primaries or anything, just consensus candidates. Kalu told all of these governors, including the governors that joined APC, that if you are an House of Representative members or House of Assembly members and you want to go back to your to your seat in 2027, then you have to try to be a good person or probably a good boy to your governor. Here is Atifku's state governor, Fintiri in Adamawa, who left PDP. He was the guy who organized, he was the, is the organizer of Ibadan convention of PDP. And on the second day of the convention, he just left, he resigned. He said he's not part of it anymore. A week after that, the rumor started that it was going to end up in APC. So then they delayed it because of the killings that happened in Yelwata around that time, right? So, no, not Yelwata. I think somewhere else. Something happened, right? That they had to postpone his own crossover. Right now, it was a cut on video where he was bragging that he would determine his own successor. One, that means he's going to decide the consensus candidates. And also, every other position, consensus. Here is Fintiri on camera. Democracy no leleyo.
I also have my right also to appoint and anoint my candidate. And I'm looking through all the variables, and by next week I will make my candidate known. And I will go all out with God on our side, with the government structure, all of us put on with our sleeves rolled up. We will go for that candidate because it is the state that we want to salvage. I know the pulse of the state. I know what they feel. I know what they are telling me. And I know who they want to succeed me. So I'll only discuss that next week. But that does not mean we are foreclosing our doors. If you still feel you are man enough, you are good enough, you are politically exposed enough to go into the ring, you are welcome. But at the moment, you are the first to come and even tell me officially that you have purchased form, you have come to contest, and so also you have my blessing. I will walk in that trajectory to ensure that as much as we're working for fairness, we're also working for loyalty. So I thank God for your life. Go work hard. Go to the crannies.
Go and work hard. I know the people I want to use. So I will announce them myself next week. And that is going to be next week, right? In Oyo State, right, Adelabu Benkelemes is not taking it lightly because there's this guy called Sharafa Ali who came back from Abuja and said he is the consensus candidate of APC in Oyo State. Adelabu said, no, he is the anointed candidate of Kalu. So we have no idea who is the consensus. So Adelabu continued, rather than go behind me, back the Sharafadin or something. It's not even that. It is what he's saying. That the guy came back from Abuja and he lied to the whole Oyo State APC. There was no evidence of him being the consensus candidate. The problem, Shanipe, consensus candidate to be governor of governorship candidates.
Hey, let's go structure. Ani, that's it. The local, the what? The what? Gbogbo structure ẹgbẹ́ yòókù 90% ẹ̀ ọwọ́ ikú márùn-ún ló wà. Àwọn governors amẹ́kẹta nígbà tí ní Islam ọlọ́mọsí Senaco ó jẹ́ Senaco Ajíròbí campaign organization àbí ó yàtọ̀ Governor Akala gbogbo mọ́ṣọ́ gbogbo wọn àwátà ṣẹ̀dé àwátà jẹ́ àìlẹ́rìn tí wọ́n ní lẹ́yìn yìí igun mẹ́ta yẹn igun méjì ló tún ní structure lẹ́nìí àwọn méjèèjì láti jẹ́ candidate ẹgbẹ́ rí ní governorship èmi ní 2019 àbí ṣé bá jọ ṣe ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ọmọ pẹ́ńkẹ́lẹ́ gbogbo yìí ọba pẹ́ńkẹ́lẹ́ gbogbo yìí ìyá pẹ́ńkẹ́lẹ́ gbogbo yìí ọ̀rẹ́ pẹ́ńkẹ́lẹ́ gbogbo yìí ó dí àdó lọ́mọdé gbé ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ọmọ di 2023 candidate wọn gbà náà Senator Eslim Kọlárin ó náà tún gba sọ́tọ̀ láàrin igun márùn-ún yẹn bam Ajíròbí Akala Adélábù Kọlárin tó bá tún kù kò tó 5% lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ bọ́ tí a ní wá lè ṣe consensus kí igun márùn-ún yẹn máa sì bẹ̀ tí a lè ṣe táwọn lámìsì jẹ́ fún ọgbọ́n tẹ̀wọ̀n ń bẹ̀ àwọn lámìsì tí àwọn Ajímọ̀bí Sẹ̀nágò ṣé ambassador Florence Ajímọ̀bí ṣé wà ń bẹ̀ ó ní matriarch tó rẹpṣẹ́tì ọ̀gá wa ṣé ó yàtọ̀ àwọn general Primo tẹ̀yọ̀ làwà.
That's all your state politics, okay? So he's fighting for his own place, he's telling his own friends that there is no way a consensus will be picked and all other stakeholders will not witness it. And the only person that witnessed himself being consensus candidate is the guy who claimed to be the consensus candidate. Anyway, that's politics, Abi. I am going to wrap it up now, okay? But not without showing you this, because very soon this person is going to be the spokesperson for Atiku's 2027 campaign. Let this just be maybe words on Mabu.
Atiku Abubakar is a man that has propensity for corruption, tendency to disloyalty, inability to say and speak the truth at all times. So he's a man who has propensity for poor judgment, belief and reliance in matter about, lack of transparency, a man who trusts in money to buy his way out in all situations, a man who has the readiness to sacrifice morality, integrity, propriety, truth, national interest for self and selfish interest. We are seeing it manifesting. It gives me goose pimples that Atiku has the national award in corrupting the generation before him and corrupting the generation after him. He said in that tape, I have advised Obasanjo against open corruption, meaning Atiku has been operating coded corruption, sacrificing innocent people and hiding his own head. Atiku Abubakar.
Because very soon, he is going to be on your screen, on your faces, telling you how that's not the Atiku. It is a new Atiku. Meanwhile, this one told us a while back why he won't be part of a coalition where he is going to be squeezed in and somehow forgotten. And this is why. Because those who are walking behind just want to make sure that he is not on the ballot. And to him, he must be on the ballot.
INEC will not take a decision. We went to court, got judgment in April. I personally, with other leaders of the went to deliver that judgment to INEC. Everybody saw it. April 2025. That's when we got the judgment. From April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. They said as long as I'm there, if you don't know today, the federal government of Nigeria does not want me, Peter Obi, to be a candidate of any party, but I'll be candidate.
And he is going to be a candidate, of course. And also, he once said that this time around, this election won't be riggable. Now, on that note, I'm going to call it a night. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I will continue to urge us to please like the video. It's quite important that you like the video before you leave, as long as you are here, right? So like and share it. Thank you so much for your time. And you can join me another time on Mayegun's Diary Political, this temple of truth. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún Diary Káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí. Máyégún Diary Káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún Diary Káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Máyégún Diary politico. Máyégún Diary Káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún. Máyégún Diary Káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Máyégún Diary Káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Máyégún Diary Káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Turaki. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọ́ mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.